Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're back for episode 2. We're on season 6, episode 2. Um, so, what we're going to be doing in this episode is, as you guys can see here, we got a shared camera pulled up, and we're going to be actually going over to my Twitter. We're going to be taking a look at this dude's page called NFL Rumors, and we're going to be talking about a whole lot of rumors. Plus, we're going to be getting into releases and everything like that as well. So, hang on. Let me go ahead and get the releases put up on my phone, and then we will be going over to his channel as soon as I get done talking about these. Okay, so one of the biggest releases of the offseason so far is the Dolphins release Tyreek Hill after 4 seasons, which is not really a surprise. We knew after he got hurt that last time that he was probably going to be released. Plus, he was getting in a lot of trouble. I think he got arrested like twice on his way to the stadium. Of course, at different times, not not during one game or whatever. But he did get arrested. I want to say at least twice on his way to the stadium on Sunday when he was supposed to be playing. And then this one kind of shocked me. The Dolphins released Bradley Chubb. It kind of made sense after my dad broke it down to us. I was kind of hoping that he would join tonight to talk about those names with us. But after he broke it down, it doesn't really shock me anymore. Bradley Chubb is 28. The Dolphins is going into a rebuild mode. I think it said that just this season alone, they would have to pay him like $15 to $20 million. So with you going into a rebuild mode, you really wouldn't want to pay someone that's 28, pay them $15 to $20 million. That's just using up more cap space when you're in a rebuild mode. So it kind of made sense to me, but Bradley Chubb and Tyreek Hill will both be signed somewhere else next season. There's a few other options for Tyreek Hill. I've heard names like Kansas City. I've heard names like Buffalo. I've heard names like maybe the Jaguars. I don't know. There's a lot of teams that could use wide receiver help. And then I definitely hope that he does not come to New England, because not because of him itself, but because we need a true number one wide receiver still. Stephon Diggs is not that, and he proved that this season. And we need a young true number one wide receiver, not an old true number one. And I don't even know if Tyreek Hill would be considered a true number one anymore, but he is like 30-ish years old, almost 30 years old. Hold on, let's see. How old is Tyreek Hill?
31 years old.
Yeah, he's 31 years old. So, no thank you. Bradley Chubb now, there is a few, actually there's multiple places that I could see him going. I honestly would not mind if New England takes a look at him. We could have a 1-2 punch there with him and Robert Spillane at linebacker. I could also see teams like Cincinnati, Baltimore, the Washington Commanders. There's going to be a whole bunch of teams that are going to be interested in Bradley Chubb. this offseason, and I'm interested in seeing where he goes. Anyways, we are going to get into this. This is all new. Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. says his dream would be to play with Harbaugh and the New York Giants next season. Wow. That is very interesting. Okay, so the ones that I wanted to get into, it seems like this dude has been posting a lot more. Oh, wow. Brandon Ayuk wants to play with the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels. That's going to be interesting. Okay, but anyways, the big ones that I wanted to talk to you guys about was wow. I don't know if I would sign Malik Willis to a $30 million deal per year. That's a lot of damn money. There are multiple interests in Vikings and Kirk Cousins per CBS reports. Justin Jefferson would reportedly love to get Cousins back. That would be interesting. So Kirk Cousins going back to the thing. Okay, so the Dolphins are expected to release or trade Minkah Fitzpatrick. This was a big one that I was wanting to talk to you guys about. There is going to be a lot of teams, and I hope one of them is New England, that is getting in on this Minkah Fitzpatrick situation, because Minkah Fitzpatrick can play both corner and safety, and New England needs a safety. That's one thing that we do need. We need safeties desperately. We have cornerbacks. We have three really good cornerbacks. We have Davis, we have Gonzalez, and we have Jones. But we need free safety and strong safety. So I really would not be mad if New England tried to trade or sign Minkah Fitzpatrick, depending on which way this goes. Okay. Anyways, there we go. So the Raiders are receiving calls for the number one overall pick, but they're saying that it is untradeable. So, we will see here. Free agents, Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts expected to get 70 to 80 million if he hits the open market. Football fact about Kyle Pitts: he has never fumbled in the NFL. Okay, so do we want to? So Kyle Pitts has already come out and said, or Kyle Pitts didn't come out and say, but NFL Rumors, the dude's channel that we're on right now, came out and said that some leak source has said that Kyle Pitts is expected to sign with the New England Patriots. So I'd be willing to give 70 to 80 million for a wide receiver. All right, there we go. There's the Brandon Ayuk situation. Okay, so this one is interesting. I seen this one earlier while I was at work. The Raiders are wanting to, if they're gonna trade Matt Crosby, which they still haven't decided on whether they're going to trade Matt Crosby or not. But if they are going to trade Matt Crosby, they said that they want 2 first-round picks and a starter for Matt Crosby. So I don't know. If I'm New England, I'm definitely staying away from this. Not saying that Matt Crosby is not good. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm tweeting all this out. Okay. Anyways, not saying that Matt Crosby is not good, but that's wild. I mean, Matt Crosby's what age? Hold on, let's see. How old is Matt Crosby? He's 28 years old. Yeah. The dude is only going to play till he's in his 30s. There's going to be very rare teams that would give up 2 first-round picks and a starter to get a dude like that. About the only team I could see that would even be willing to do that would be the Cincinnati Bengals, and that all depends on whether they want to sign Henderson or Trey Henderson or whatever the fuck his name is, the dude that they're set to let go in the offseason, let him go into free agency. If they let him go, I could see them giving up 2 first-round picks and a starter for Matt Crosby. But outside of that, there's not going to be very many teams that's doing that. Anyways, the Chiefs are, after reading this, they're apparently going to be doing big things in free agency market this year because the Chiefs saved up to $40 million plus by reworking Mahomes' contract. So that's going to be interesting. The Dolphins. Okay, so this is the situation. And again, this is why I wish Dad was up here with me because I want to get his opinion on this. But if the Miami Dolphins, of course, we know Tua is not going to be their starting quarterback next year. They're already going to sign a new one. They're either going to get Jimmy Garoppolo or Russell Wilson, or they might even bring in Malik Willis. But I don't know if I'd be willing to pay Malik Willis as much as they're saying that he's going to get paid in the offseason. But anyways, that would be up to the Dolphins. But anyways, this is why the Dolphins cannot let Tua go. Because if the Dolphins let Tua go, they would be charged a $99 million dead cap to move Tua. So if they traded him or released him, they would have to pay $99 million to do so. And that right there is why they cannot remove him. Okay. Okay, this is wild. I do not see that at all. But okay. Terrion Arnold got kidnapped. What the fuck? Anyways, hang on. I want to get to the good stuff here. Okay, the Washington Commanders are expected to be very active in free agency. So this is going to be a very interesting one to keep an eye on. Romeo Doubs is not expected to return to the Green Bay Packers. Again, I do not want Dobbs. Hold on. Let's see how old is Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs. He's 25, which isn't owed. 25 isn't owed, but it's more of that. I don't really consider Romeo Dobbs a wide receiver one. What the fuck? Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to get us back on there again. I have no idea what the fuck just happened there. Why is this doing that? Twitter. Facebook. Let's see if anything's working. Okay, so Facebook is working. It just apparently won't let us back on Twitter. If it's not going to allow us back on Twitter, then I'm just going to have to do this. Okay, guys, I don't know what the fuck this is doing, dude. This shit has been retarded since day one, dude. That's why I'm live streaming off of here, because Streamlabs was acting up, and now this won't let me back on Twitter. There's some retarded ass shit. Anyways, I don't really consider Romeo Dobbs to be a wide receiver one. Anyways, I'm gonna read you the rest of them off of here, off of my phone, because I don't know what the fuck this shit's doing. So anyways, hold on. Oh my god, dude, this thing is being retarded. Okay, here we go. We're getting down into it. Yeah, so is not expected to return to the Green Bay Packers. Like I told you, I don't really have a problem with Romeo Dobbs. He's only 25, which is not owed at all. It's just I don't really consider Romeo Dobbs to be a wide receiver one, and New England already has enough wide receivers at 2 and 3. We need a true number one wide receiver, which Keyshawn Boutte might be becoming that. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't want New England to steer near Romeo Dobbs. So, and then another big one that I wanted to talk to you guys about, the Philadelphia Eagles, which I think we all seen this coming at this point. Philadelphia Eagles want to keep AJ Brown, which I think all of us at this point, all of us seen that one coming, that they were probably going to end up keeping AJ Brown. And then another big one. This one is the biggest one. This is the biggest one I wanted to talk to you about. The Seahawks, Kenneth Walker is expected to move on from Seattle. So Kenneth Walker is set to become a free agent, and the Nets line after that is pretty crazy. It says the Titans are a team to watch. So it says that Kenneth Walker is going to become a free agent, and the Titans is a team to watch. Do you guys see Kenneth Walker going to the Tennessee Titans? Because I don't. I wrote on my Facebook when I shared that. I was like, this one shocks me, but I don't know if I see him going to the to the Tennessee Titans. You're gonna leave a Super Bowl team in the Seahawks and go play for the Tennessee Titans. I don't know if I see that. But I guess we'll see. It's like me and my friend was talking about at work earlier today, though. If he does go and play for the Tennessee Titans, it would kind of help out a lot because whoever got Kenneth Walker on their fantasy team next year, he's set to get a lot of carries if he does go to Tennessee. And then on top of that, it would help develop Cam Ward's development there as quarterback because all the pressure was on him this season because they don't really have a running game. I mean, they have Tony Pollard, but I wouldn't even consider Tony Pollard a top 10 running back. So it was kind of all on him. You go get Kenneth Walker. Walker's definitely a top 5 running back. And that's going to take a lot of pressure off of Cam Ward. Anyways, Daniel says, happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. What's up, Daniel? What's up, brother? Thanks for stopping in. Anyways, as we keep on going down further and further here, Jimmy Garoppolo, the Dolphins could look at Jimmy Garoppolo has opportunity for the quarterback position as they wait for their franchise quarterback. So they could do that, or they could go take a look at Malik Willis. But this is the only problem I have with Malik Willis here. Hold on. Right here. Malik Willis is set to get $30 million per year. Okay, there we go. I don't know. I mean, Miami might be willing to pay him $30 million a year, but if that was my team, I definitely am not willing to pay him $30 million per year. All right, there we go. I sent my dad the Malik Willis thing, and I said, "Is he worth $30 million per year?" So we'll see what he says. But in my opinion, I definitely do not think that he is worth $50 million per year. And then on top of that, we'll see what else we got here. Do we got any injury updates? That's pretty much all that's going on in the free agency market right now. But Teller to leave Browns, who's entering starting O-line, could hit market. Whose entire starting O-line could hit the market. That's not shocking. Hey, dog, I really would not mind having Teller. Hang on. Let's see. How old is he? 31? I don't give a fuck. Bring him over to New England. Bring him over to New England. We need offensive line help. If and I don't care what anybody has to say, but Drake May outplayed Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. If you look at the stats, I read them off to you guys last week during the podcast. If you look at those stats, he outplayed Sam Darnold and still took 8 sacks. If our offensive line was not garbage and did not give up 8 sacks, we would have won that game. Single-handedly. We would have won that game. But that's besides the point. I really would not mind getting an offensive lineman. I don't give a fuck where they come from. Oh, yeah, guys. I forgot to tell you about one of the biggest ones. I don't know why it's not posted on the NFL Rumors channel yet. But the Buccaneers, Mike Evans, is planning on playing in 2026, but he is saying that he is going to hit the free agency market. So that's going to be another option for a whole bunch of teams that need a wide receiver. Mike Evans is 100% without a doubt a true number one wide receiver, even at his age. But I want New England to steer clear of that because of where he is so old. Well, I wouldn't call him old, but I think he's damn well near 30 years old. Hold on, let's see. Mike Evans' age. Oh my god, dude, this computer is goddamn. Excuse me, dear Lord, is god dang trash. But anyways, yeah, Mike Evans is 32 years old. So to be honest with you, I hope New England stays clear of him because again, we need a true number one, but we need a young true number one. Like I really would not be mad if New England tried to trade for a young true number one wide receiver this year. Like let's go try to trade for Jalen Waddle, or let's go try to trade for T. Higgins, or let's go try to trade for shit. I don't know, but someone young like that. You know what I'm saying? We need a young, true number one wide receiver. I think my dad told me like yesterday that the Dolphins are either going to trade Devon Achane or Jalen Waddle, and he said something about that at the end of the deadline of the trade deadline during the season. The Buffalo Bills tried to offer them a first round pick for Jalen Waddle, but the coaching staff at that time turned it down. So Dad said that with the new coaching staff there, if anyone sent a first round pick over for Jalen Waddle, that they would probably accept it. So is Jalen Waddle worth the one? I think he is. I wouldn't be mad if New England traded a one for him. But then again, we know New England's history with wide receivers. We haven't had a good true number one wide receiver since Randy Moss. And Randy Moss was at the end of his career when he came to New England and still did great with us. So, with that being said, I really wouldn't be mad if New England took a look at Mike Evans and signed him in the free agency. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad if we can get him for the right price. But yeah. So, anyways, let's go down this and see if we got any injuries going on here. Oh, yeah. The 49ers are to host a regular season game in Mexico City next year. Oh, wow. It sounds like the Seahawks are just going to let Kenneth Walker walk. Kenneth Walker has already come out and said that he wants to test free agency. And a report just a day ago said that the Seahawks are unlikely to tag Kenneth Walker. Wow. So are they just going to go with Zach Charbonnet? Uh, everybody's predicting Hill to return with the Chiefs after getting released, and honestly, I'm not gonna be shocked about that. Jaguars plan to We already seen that. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to see if we got any injuries going on here. No. Yeah, so I think that's going to do it on this episode of the podcast. Sorry that it didn't. Well, actually, we're at 31 minutes, so that's not really bad. The thing I'm trying to get at with reading all of this to you guys that I just read to you, I'm really looking forward to the offseason. The offseason is going to have a lot of good shit. We're going to have some offensive linemen, a whole bunch of defensive players, a whole bunch of wide receivers, running backs. We're going to have a whole bunch of good players out there in the free agency market this year. So I am really looking forward to the free agency. Let's see, when does the new league year start? When does the NFL free agency start? The 2026, the NFL free agency signing period officially begins on Wednesday, March 11th at 4 p.m. Wow. Okay. That's awesome as fuck. So it starts on Wednesday this year, which is super weird because every year prior to this, it was on a Thursday. But this year, it's on a Wednesday at 4 p.m. All right. That's going to be very interesting. Well, guys, anyways, until next week, I will see you all then, and hopefully I will have some more major updates for you guys, just like I did today. Anyways, until then, I'm out of here. I'm hoping to do next week's podcast on Tuesday. As of right now, not as of right now. Moving forward, the podcast is always and will always be scheduled for Tuesdays at 8 p.m. unless I have to switch it, which I had to do this week. And I'm hoping that I don't have to do that next week. So the plan right now is for Tuesday at 8 p.m. Until Tuesday, guys, I'm out of here. Sorry about that, guys. I honestly give this computer about another 2 years, and then it's going to fully be broken by then. I'm almost for certain about it. It's ridiculous because prior to me starting this podcast back up, I never even used this thing. I never even used it. I hadn't touched it in like 6 months. This thing today has already crashed on me twice. You guys seen it with the Instagram. Then it did it with StreamYards. Before I even went live, it crashed once, like the whole entire computer crashed. It popped up that frown face and said something about an error has occurred. Didn't reset itself. Then it crashed itself off of here. crashed itself off of Instagram to the point where it wouldn't even let me get back on Instagram. You guys seen that. Then it literally just kicked me off of here again, and it completely crashed again, like did the frowny face and said, an error has occurred. I give this computer maybe 2 more years at most, and it is probably going to be completely junk after that. Anyways, guys, until next Tuesday, I'm out of here. Peace. Love you all.